Jai. Namo Arihantanam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Ayariyanam, Namo Vatsayanam, Namo Loye Savasahanam. Eso Panch Namukaro, Savapa Vapanashano, Mangalanam Chasavesim, Padhamam Havai Mangalam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Jai Satchidanand. So commencing the satsang on September 30th, this last day of September 2012, time has an effect like the river flowing away. Right, so we start with Rudiger and Grit whenever they are available. Katya and Nara are on the phone. And Swenya, Jai Satchidanand Shuddharma Bhagavan. Naraji, Mahatma Suzanne, Jai Satchidanand. Wonder if Katya is going to call me or a Grit, but as soon as they call Norjel, there. Jai Satchidanand Shuddharma Bhagavan.
Jai Satchidanand Shuddharma Bhagavan.
Yes. Yes. Jai Satchidanand. So, Naraji, introduce everyone.
So, sorry.
So just...
I have to connect the Katya to the phone.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's alright, take your time. The mirror, 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 show me my face, mirror. So tell the world what you're doing, Nadia.
I try to reach Katya via phone. And I am the no one sees what Nana is doing.
And where is Katya? Katya is connecting from her home.
No, she's at the road. She's on the road, and I make the loud. She's now on the phone because we had the weekend. We had Mahatma meetings and introduction for new seekers. And yesterday in Austria, Franz Christian and a lot of Mahatmas and new seekers as well. And today in Munich. And the introduction was till 7 o'clock this evening. And for all the packing and to come from one place to the other, so Google called me, please, we need another translator for this Satsang today.
Yeah, well, that's good. Now you say it in German for everyone.
So, Jai Satchidanand, liebe Mahatmas. Wir beginnen jetzt gerade mit Katja über das Telefon. Katja, kannst du uns hören?
Ich kann dich sehr gut hören.
Okay, hört ihr die Katja auch?
Die Katja ist noch über das Telefon. Verstehen?
Könnt ihr die Katja verstehen über das Telefon? Weil wir hatten am Wochenende ja Mahatma-Meetings und Einführung für Neue und gestern in Österreich und heute in München und Uwe hat das alles gemeistert mit Franz Christian und Andrea und Marion und Gottfried und ja, es waren viele Mahatmas da, war ganz, ganz schön. The connection is not so well with Ustream.
Ustream connection is not good?
No, it comes and goes.
Okay, well, I think it's got something to do with my security updates. I just need to change something here, but it's continuing, so we'll just continue. on it.
Okay, so I speak in German a little bit more.
Yes.
So, heute war eben gestern in Österreich, heute in München und Uwe hat das alles gemeistert. Ustream is fine, telephone was not good to understand, okay. So, ja, das ist eigentlich nur ein Übergang, weil Katja jetzt im Auto noch unterwegs ist. Wir versuchen hier gerade eine andere Übersetzung eben hier herzustellen, weil Uwe...
Ja, kann Katja übernehmen? Nein, ich habe kein Bild, es ist schwarz.
Okay.
Okay, aber das wird mit Sicherheit gelöst werden. Ich habe jetzt ich habe mich schon mehrfach wieder eingeloggt und es ist schwarz. Aber
Okay.
wenn ich jetzt habe den Chat, sehe ich jetzt wieder.
Genau, vielleicht ist es gar nicht so wichtig, dass ihr was seht, weil ist Rüdiger denn da?
Nee,
Der ist auch noch nicht da.
Und Pferde, ich bin ja jetzt auch noch mitten hier mit Pferde zugange.
Okay, also
Ich jetzt nur erstmal eingeloggt.
genau, unsere sich bedingenden Umstände sind so, dass wir gerade noch einen Übersetzer für Schutter brauchen. Zur Not macht es halt dann eben die Nada, weil die Katja ist unterwegs, hat immer wieder ein Loch im Handynetz. Gret ist noch mit ihrem Sohnemann beschäftigt. Rüdiger ist noch nicht da, der einspringen könnte. Susanne aus Berlin ist zwar auf Skype.
Sie hat gesagt, ich ist heute nicht dabei.
Okay, nee, ich habe sie leider auch noch nicht erreicht. Und Uwe ist jetzt eben noch von dem Ort, wo der Satsang war, und ging zu Hause bei Marion. Und Uwe noch nicht wieder da. So, wir werden sehen, was sich ausgedacht hat.
So you've had a lot of satsang this evening already.
Yeah, the last 2 days.
Wonderful.
Yesterday in Austria and today in Munich.
Yes, so you can summarize it until whoever comes. Who is going to be translating?
We are not really know already. Katja's at the phone.
Okay, so it's all right. So that's fine. You tell us what happened in Austria and what happened in Munich today. Nada. Just say it in English and then say it in German.
Okay, we had a little, really, sorry, ich habe jetzt gerade, ja, Moment, sorry, Grit want to say something.
Okay.
Okay, then I could be available. Okay, now okay?
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So,
Fine.
Grit will be there in 20-25 minutes.
No problem. No problem. That's fine. Okay. Jai Sachidananteya and.
So, Jai Sachidanand, Katja, du bist immer noch da.
All right. So tell us tell me and tell the world what happened in Austria.
Okay, and Thea, so Thea have a question as well.
So good. Okay. So we will take Thea's question in a minute. After you have finished telling us about what happened over the weekend.
Yeah, there was a wonderful gathering yesterday in Austria. Franziska organized this, and it was really touching. I was not so much with them because Uwe and Franziska made this. We made some games we learned in Dallas, for the kids activities.
Yes.
For how to make the Viva stitch and all the parts, and I really enjoyed it. And with the new seekers, I think 20 new seekers were there, and it was wonderful. So they're really touched. And today in Munich, we are not so much, but June was there, Marianne and Heidi, and some new Mahatmas. I didn't know that before, and some new seekers as well.
Good.
So, also gestern war es ganz schön in Österreich, es waren wirklich einige Mahatmas da und es war einfach ganz schön, wie tief. So it was really beautiful to hear how deep is the Gnan working from within. Also es war ganz schön berührend, wie sehr einfach wie tief dieses Gnan wirkt. Auch mit Mahatmas, die wir vielleicht gar nicht so sehr kennen. As well with Mahatmas, we not really know them so well, but the Gnan is working really, really strong. And Oh, okay. Katja just remembered me to explain this with the games. Was wir bei den Mahatma-Treffen jetzt eben auch machen wollen, dass wir das spielerischer machen. Wir haben in Dallas haben wir eine Einführung bekommen in die Kids Activities, also in die Aktivitäten mit Kindern. Und Anubai und seine Assistenten haben uns da in Spiele eingeführt. Und ja, bauen wir jetzt einfach in die Satsangs auch mit Mahatmas ein. Zum Beispiel, wie man ganz spielerisch die sich bedingenden Umstände, wie was sind, erfährt und wie es ist, wenn die Prajna Shakti von innen heraus, also das erwachte Gewahrsein von innen heraus zu Akte Nummer 1 spricht. Also das ganze Spielerische und so ein bisschen, ja, so Theater ist zu viel gesagt, aber es ist sehr gut angekommen, es ist sehr leicht und sehr tief gleichzeitig gegangen. Jai Satchidanand to Sweden.
And Stuttgart.
And Stuttgart. Great. Jesse, Andrea, Thomas and Andrea. Great.
And Mosh.
They had a Mahatma meeting as well today.
Wonderful.
So,
yes.
yeah, yes. Now Katja wants to say something. I don't know really. Should I wear the microphone on the iMac?
iMac, it's there. You don't need to hold it too close. You don't need to hold the phone too close to the iMac. I think even if you just hold it straight in front of you and don't cover any holes, Katya will be able to hear it. Yeah. So.
But they have to hear Katya when she is translating.
Oh, okay. Well, ask her. We'll have to keep trying. It's all over. It picks it up all around it. You see, it's a big thing. So we.
Okay, so the idea was there was a Mahatma meeting with Andrea and Thomas, and Andrea from Stuttgart and Jesse as well, so maybe they want to share something.
Good. So they can, let's see, how do we do that? I can get hold of them on Skype.
Or they go at home as well. So könnt ihr, Jesse, Andrea, Thomas, Andrea, mögt ihr vielleicht ans Telefon gehen oder mit Schulter über Skype und was teilen?
Gayatri, Jai Sachidanand Shuddhatma Bhagwan, Jahanvi, Jai Sachidanand Jahnavi, and of course Dynamo Peter. Welcome, Jai Sachidanand, to the satsang. We have a question also from Francisca that I sent you, I think, or to Uvo.
Yes, I have it already, and
Good.
here I have a question as well.
Good.
So I think the Stuttgart don't want to say something, all right?
Okay, so shall we start? No, you Nadaji, just start with the 3 mantra, please.
Okay. Namo Vitraga, Namo Arihanta, Namo Sitrana, Namo Ayariya, Namo Asaya, Namo Loye Saranam, Esopanchana Mukta, Savapavatanashanam, Mangalanam Chasavisim, Haramam Havai, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Jai Satchidanand, Namo Vitraga, Namo Arihantana, Namo Siddhana, Namo Ayataya, Namo Asaya, Namo Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Jai Satchidanand. Namo Vitraya. Namo Arihanta. Namo Siddhana. Namo Ayana. Namo Sayana. Namo Loye Savanam. Esapanjanamukta. Savapavapananjanam. Mangalanam Jasabhikesing. Paramam Havai Mangalam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Jai Satchidanand. Jai Satchidanand. Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand. So Susanne from Berlin would be there as well.
Okay.
So Susanne, Katja, vielleicht ist es besser wegen der Technik, wenn Susanne eventuell mit der Übersetzung weitermachen würde. Ist es okay, wenn es für Susanne und Katja okay wäre? Und Shuddha?
Yeah, sure. Fine, fine. Huh? All right. Whatever.
Oh, dann, Susanne, hast du die Skype-Adresse von Shuddha sicherlich? Dann würdest du Shuddha jetzt anrufen?
Susanna says, okay.
Okay, so then we close our.
Yeah, we close ours and Susanna will connect with me.
Susanne will call you.
All right.
Jai Satchidanand.
Thank you, Siddharth. Jai Satchidanand.
Okay.
Hello. Jai Satchidanand Sudhane. Jai Satchidanand Susanna. All right. So we have now. We're all set to go. When the merit karma effects of previous life are unfolding like it's a Niagara Falls falling, then you have satsang after satsang after satsang, as it is happening to the Mahatmas in Germany this weekend. Zane, can you hear me? Let me try again. Zane. All right. Can you? Yeah. Yes. How is that now?
Okay, I have to.
You just need to increase your volume a little.
It has to be low, so else it's double.
Okay, increase your volume.
Okay. Now you hear me, and I don't know whether everybody else can hear me.
I think they can. Just yes. Screen down. Turn up your screen down a little so we can see your nose up. Down. I don't know what that means. Screen down. Okay, is that right? So you'll see my buttons. Okay, I hope that works, Gayatri G. All right, Suzanne. Oh, we were just saying.
Yeah.
Okay, she says it's much better. Gayatri says it's better. So the merit karma effects when they are unfolding, and
Merit Karma, positives Karma entfaltet sich.
yeah, merit karma effects are punya. When merit karma effects, not merit karma, but when we talk about karma, we talk about cause karma, but when the effect we don't talk about. So
Über Karma sprechen Sie über Ursachenkarma, über Effekte sprechen wir nicht über die Wirkung.
again, just a little louder, Suzanne.
Okay.
Just you need to increase the volume. That's better now. Go on.
Ja, ich habe, also er sagte, dass wenn wir über Karma sprechen, sprechen wir über Ursachenkarma und nicht über Wirkungskarma, Effektkarma. Ist es jetzt laut genug?
And when these are unfolding, and where you get satsang after satsang after satsang, then we can say the Niagara Falls of merit karma is unfolding. The Niagara Falls.
Wenn diese Wirkungen sich entfalten und wir Satsang über Satsang über Satsang hören, dann sind das die Niagara-Fälle von Karma.
Yeah. Yes, and this is exactly what is happening to our Mahatmas now in Germany, in different places in Germany, that the floodgates of merit karma are unfolding.
Das ist genau das, was passiert mit unseren Mahatmas in Deutschland, dass die Tore des positiven Karmas sich öffnen.
Yes, good to see you in Satsang, Mahatma Gottfried from Austria. Jai Sachidanand Shuddhatma Bhagavan. Now,
Willkommen, Gottfried.
yes, and Gottfried asks questions in precision, and precision is what Gnani Purush Dadashri's original taped record is all about. Taped record is all about.
Gottfried fragt Fragen, präzise Fragen, und die ursprüngliche Bandaufzeichnung von unserem Gnani Purush ist, da geht es alles um Präzision.
You might say in a weekend, you might say in some weekend, Mara and Jai Sachidanand, you might say in some weekend there is no satsang, really, but for Mahatmas, the satsang shifts to an internal mode when there is no external satsang.
Man könnte sagen an manchen Wochenende, dass da kein Satsang ist, aber für Mahatmas geht es dann darum, den Satsang innerlich zu erleben, in einem inneren Modus.
Yeah, you can just reflect. I mean, just this last 1 week, whatever has happened from last Monday to this evening, Sunday evening, it seems like this mechanized doll with a machine, a key, a mechanized doll, whether it is it looks like a woman or a man, has just gone through the motions, and we are aware of it all. We are aware of it all.
Denk nur einfach an die letzte Woche, was alles da passiert ist, vom Montag bis heute. Und denk an diese mechanische Puppe, ob sie nun ein Mann oder eine Frau ist, die durch all diese Bewegungen und Handlungen gegangen ist.
So the satsang is the physical satsang that is experienced by this mind, speech and body, especially through his eyes, when you meet Mahatmas or new seekers. And then there is the satsang that is happening constantly within all Mahatmas.
Da passiert also dieser physische Satsang, der von Verstand, Sprache und Körper der Mahatmas und der neuen Suchenden erlebt wird, und dann ist dieser konstante, ständige Satsang, der innerlich geschieht.
The physical satsang, like gathering together in Austria or in Munich, like you did in this weekend, is an unfolding event, and the real satsang, subsurface satsang, is happening on its own. One is Gnan, G-N-A-N, and the other one that is happening on its own is Vignan or science.
Da passiert dieser physische Satsang, indem man sich wie zum Beispiel in Österreich getroffen hat an diesem Wochenende. Und unter der Oberfläche ist dieser ständige Satsang, der von alleine passiert. Der physische Satsang ist Gnan, Wissen, und der innere Satsang ist Vignan, das ist die Wissenschaft.
So, Gnan requires a certain amount of doership, requires a certain amount of planning. Some or the other Mahatma Nimit has to organize and push everybody and say, hey, let's go. And Vignan is natural, is grace. It is, Vignan is natural grace.
Gnan braucht einen Handelnden, braucht Handelnden sein, also Planung, organisieren, jemanden, der die anderen auffordert zu kommen. Und Vignan ist natürlich, das ist Gnade.
And the more this is understood in precision, the more the Vignan rises. Even as Gnan activities continue to happen in the relative.
Und je mehr das verstanden wird, präzise verstanden wird, desto mehr Vignan, also Wissenschaft, steigt auf, während das Gnan im Relativen geschieht.
And this opportunity for Vignan to arise requires the medium of the satsang that is happening, like the satsangs that are happening all around you, whether it is Susanne and Petronilla going to India, or Uwe and Nadaji and Norjed going frequently in front of the computer, trying day and night to find how they can share it with others. All of this is Gnan activity, you see.
Also die Gelegenheit für Vignan, für die Wissenschaft aufzukommen, erfordert den Satsang, diesen Satsang, der passiert, wie all diese Satsangs, die geschehen sind oder geschehen, wie Susanne und Petronilla, die nach Indien gefahren sind, oder Nada und Nojit, die Aktivitäten organisieren.
And so when we say Akram means there is no order, there is no rule, there is no law, there is no method. That is Akram.
Akram heißt, da ist keine Ordnung, da ist keine Regel, da gibt es keine Methode.
Yeah, it is, and the two words Akram Vignan match each other so beautifully, because Vignan, or the science of autopilot, the science on autopilot, can only happen when there is no limit or limitations placed on the human energy. You see, there are no limitations placed on human energy or order or rules.
Akram Vignan, also Akram und Vignan, die beiden Worte passen so gut zusammen. Vignan, die Wissenschaft, die mit Autopilot passiert ist, kann nur passieren, wenn es da keine Regeln und keine Ordnung gibt, durch die begrenzt wird.
And not only the external activities of trying to get accomplished anything, like satsang activities, but also for this first neighbor that the world identifies as Nadaji, or Susanne, or Grit, or Gottfried. That establishment of this precision is very critical and very, very beneficial. See? It is not only for the external activities, but also for just the file one. File one's smooth flow in this world, this precision is very important. This separation of Gnan versus Vignan.
Also nicht nur für die äußeren Aktivitäten wie Satsang ist das wichtig, sondern auch für unseren ersten Nachbarn, also Susanne oder Nada oder Grit, ist diese Trennung wichtig, diese Teilung zwischen Akram und Vignan.
So if you tell Gayatri or Janvi, that Janvi or Gayatri, if you tell her to be in Gnan, that is perfectly alright, because then you yourself are in Vignan or in the science of it.
Wenn du Gayatri sagst, dass sie im Gnan sein soll, dann ist das völlig in Ordnung, weil du selbst bist dann in Vignan, in der Wissenschaft.
And if you tell someone else to be in Gnan, then you and I and all of us know where we are. We have kicked the Vignan out and we have kicked the Gnan out too.
I heard it, but I didn't understand it.
So you can tell you, the Shuddhatma Bhagavan, the awakened one, the Mahatma of Dadashri, can tell Suzanne, be remain in Gnan, remain in Agnas. But if you, and that's beautiful, because the role of Suzanne is to remain in Gnan, even as you who are saying this to Suzanne are in Vignan, are in the science. You see? But if you tell a friend, another Mahatma, remain in Gnan, then you have kicked the Gnan as well as the Vignan.
Okay, also ich selber kann Susanne sagen, dass sie im Gnan sein soll und selbst im Vignan bleiben. Aber wenn ich jemand anderem, einem anderen Mahatma sage, er soll im Gnan sein, dann habe ich sowohl Gnan getreten als auch Vignan.
Because of all the various egos that becomes the nimit, of all the various ways in which ego becomes a nimit, the ego of speech is the one that is the most violent. The ego that is behind speech is more violent than the ego that is behind the body actions and the ego that is behind the mind actions, you see, mental activity.
Wegen all des Egos, das da ist und das zum Limit wird, das Ego hinter der Sprache ist weitaus gewalttätiger als jegliches andere Ego, also zum Beispiel das Ego hinter dem Körper.
In matters of motivating the world and others, a positive ego like that of a president of a nation, expressed through words, can produce magnificent results on all its people, all the people of the country and the world who listen to him. Just as a negative ego behind those words can create wars on simple sentences. You see, so that is the positive, negative egos behind those words, you see. But anyway,
also was Motivation anbelangt, können, wenn man die andere oder die Welt motivieren möchte, können Worte in anderen ganzen stark Menschen motivieren, aber negative Worte können auch einen Krieg verursachen.
And there is no Vignan, there is no science of the autopilot of liberation anywhere in this world today except within those who are in this Vignan, who are in this science, like Mahatmas that are in the Satsang. Right now they are in Vignan and Gnan. See?
Da gibt es sonst nirgendwo in der Welt dieses Vignan, diese Wissenschaft, diesen Autopiloten der Befreiung, außer bei denen, die in der Wissenschaft sind, wie jetzt hier den Mahatmas, die jetzt gerade im Satsang sind und die in Gnan und im Vignan sind.
Because the entire world, as we know, is in in the royal merry-go-round or the horrible merry-go-round of doership and of entry into cause and effect cycles only. See, cause and effect. Everybody is in small G Gnan, not big G Gnan, okay? Small G Gnan.
Die gesamte Welt, die wir sie kennen, ist in diesem schrecklichen Rad, Merry-Go-Round, in diesem Kirmesrad von Ursache und Wirkung. Und jeder Mann ist nur in kleingeschriebenen Gnan, also in kleingeschriebenen Wissen.
Yes, and in this Gnan, small G Gnan, in fact, really, every human being has got Gnan or knowledge, and that is a small G Gnan, that which is their light of the intellect. That is the light of their intellect that leads them to react to, say, words that come to them. Their Gnan is what makes them react. So their Gnan, say, is, I am a smart woman, I am beautiful. That is their Gnan. So if someone compliments them or affirms that, then the Gnan reacts in a positive manner and likes it. I likes it. So it's a small G Gnan reaction where I will let you translate that.
Ja. In diesem Gnan, also in dieser Welt hat jeder Mensch dieses kleingeschriebene Gnan, dieses Wissen bekommen. Und das ist das Licht des Intellekts, das uns dazu bringt zu reagieren oder das wieder dazu bringt zu reagieren. Das kleingeschriebene Gnan lässt einen reagieren. Das kleingeschriebene Gnan sagt, das kleingeschriebene Wissen sagt, ich bin schlau, ich bin eine Frau. Und wenn jemand eine Komplimente macht, dann reagiert man mit, ich mag das.
And if this is the small G Gnan, it reacts negatively to the slightest idea that one has about oneself, which is not supported by the other person's words. In other words, if a lady has gone to the beauty parlor and has had a nice haircut, she comes home, every 3 or 4 people say, wow, what a beautiful haircut. But one person says, she didn't do a good job, it doesn't look well. So immediately now the Gnan that is established within the person who is receiving the compliments reacts negatively to the one who does not support her small G knowledge, her small G Gnan, see?
Also das kleingeschriebene Gnan, das kleingeschriebene Wissen reagiert negativ auf die kleinste Idee, die kleinste Sprache, die einem nicht unterstützt in dem, was man selber denkt. Zum Beispiel geht man zum Friseur, hat einen schönen Haarschnitt, mehrere Leute sagen, oh toll, das sieht schön aus, und eine Person sagt, das sieht nicht gut aus, und das kleingeschriebene Gnan reagiert sofort negativ.
And then if the same lady comes home and she listens to, say, her favorite daughter, whom she really loves and values her opinions, and he says, Mom, that haircut is a little weird, it doesn't look very good. And so now she does not react negatively, but she goes quietly in front of the mirror, looks at herself, and then starts saying, maybe my daughter is right. Why does she listen to her daughter and not to the other person who is a friend? Why is that? This is all, in other words, your Gnan is constantly getting modified by your own underlying Rag, Dvesh, Kashais, you see, Rag, Dvesh.
Also die gleiche Dame geht dann nach Hause mit ihrem neuen Haarschnitt und da trifft sie ihre Tochter, die sie sehr mag, auf deren Wort sie sehr viel Wert legt. Und die Tochter sagt, Mama, dein Haarschnitt ist ein bisschen komisch. Und dann geht sie vor den Spiegel und guckt sich genau an. Und sie sieht das. Und warum hört sie auf die Tochter, aber nicht auf die Worte der Freunde, weil das kleingeschriebene Gnan ständig auf Anhaftung und Abscheu, auf Gnan, auf Prag und Dwesh reagiert.
Yeah, and there is, this whole world is operating on the vibrations, and the vibrations arise in a little space right here through forced air. You see, nothing else. The vibrations arise in the voice boxes of human beings at the physical level, and if they come out in force, it sounds loud. And the same word, same name of the person you say. For instance, if you say Gayatri, what do you say? Gayatri. I mean, you see, in other words, these words, the sounds in type are the same, however, the energy with which and the friction with which the subatomic particles are subjected to in the voice box creates a vibration effect in the listener, you see.
Also, diese ganze Welt reagiert auf diese Vibrationen, die da beim Sprechen erzeugt werden durch diese kleine Sprachbox im menschlichen Wesen. Der Ton kommt raus und das gleiche Wort, der gleiche Name wie etwa Gayatri hört sich ganz unterschiedlich an. Die Energie und die Spannung der subatomaren Partikel kreieren diese Vibrationen.
Yeah, and these are all, in fact, this entire universe is filled with the vibrations of words that have been thrown out by human beings towards each other and towards nobody in particular, towards just frustrations with 4-letter words here and there, you see, 4-letter words, not of love, but the other 4-letter word. You see, all of these vibrations get churned up in this universe. They don't go to waste. The moment they come out, they get churned up in the universe. And they come back to you as your own echoes, hurting you in the final analysis.
Churned up, weiß ich.
Churned up. You know, like, you know, have you seen them making churn? You know, they take milk, they make buttermilk, you know, milk which has remained, then there's buttermilk, and then they take a little thing and they go like this to stir it up, spin it up, churn it up.
Also das gesamte Universum ist mit Worten erfüllt, die rausgeworfen wurden. Und er sagte 4-letter words und meinte damit Schimpfworte. Und all diese Vibrationen werden gedreht und weiter gedreht im Universum und kommen zu uns zurück.
And these vibrations, really, this are heaviest through the medium of the ego that is behind speech. To say anything is really the display of your own ego. It's a live display of ego.
Also diese Vibrationen, diese schweren Vibrationen, die durch dieses Medium der Sprache ausgedrückt werden, sind auf der Grundlage von Ego geschehen. Das war jetzt eine grobe Übersetzung, ich habe es nicht ganz verstanden.
And to say anything that hurts another human being, directly or indirectly, is really violence towards your own intent. Bhav-himsa, you say bhav-himsa. In other words, violence of intent. It is violence of intent. And this is very important to understand. Why is it violence of intent?
Also irgendetwas zu sagen, was jemand anderen verletzt, ein anderes menschliches Wesen verletzt, das ist Gewalt, das ist absichtsvolle Gewalt oder Bhau, Himsa, das ist das indische Wort dafür.
In fact, himsa is violence, and bhav, of course, is what you have in front of you. But when you say that man is bad or that man is a thief, that violence goes and hits not the non-self complex of that person, but it hits the one who is behind that non-self complex, and that is the absolute pure soul and the absolute soul, the Paramatma, the very God within him. See, it reaches that. So that is why it reaches them and it bounces back at you, because you verily are the pure soul too, whether you know it or not.
Also wenn du etwas Negatives sagst, zum Beispiel dieser Mann ist schlecht oder ist ein Dieb, dann ist diese Gewalt, die du da aussprichst, die trifft nicht den Nicht-Selbstkomplex, sondern die trifft denjenigen, der dahinter ist, also die absolute Seele, Paramatma. Es erreicht also die absolute Seele und kommt zu uns zurück, kommt zu uns zurück.
And so it's actually otherwise known as Atma Himsa. In other words, now you are actually hurting the soul. You're hurting not the non-self complex, but you're hurting the soul. Why is that person feeling hurt? He is feeling hurt because there is the Paramatma in him, you see. But why is that person feeling hurt? If we say the words that you use, the bad words, you think it doesn't reach him, but it does reach him, first of all. You might say quietly in your own room, you think he is not listening. Wrong. The science of speech of Gnani Purush Dadashri says that it reaches that person.
Also das nennt man auch Atma-Himsa, also Gewalt gegen die Seele. Du verletzt also die Seele. Und warum fühlt die Person die Verletzung? Weil es sich gegen das Paramatma, die Seele, in ihr richtet. Und auch wenn du das still vor dich hin in deinem Zimmer sagst, erreicht es sie trotzdem, was uns der Gnani Purush Dadashri so enthüllt.
It is called Atma-Hinsa. It is called violence towards the soul. Whether or not you may believe it, that it hurts the other person or not, let's leave it aside one time right now. But it's certainly moving you away from your own blissful self. You see. That is.
Also Atma-Himsa, die Gewalt gegen die Seele, ob du es nun glaubst oder nicht, das wollen wir offen lassen, aber auf jeden Fall legst du dich weg von deiner Seele.
Yes, and it is called Atma-Hinsa because any violence that is thrown out through the medium of the words, it creates a lot more violence after churning up in this mega cosmos, in the cosmos, and it somehow bounces back and reflects not only back to you, but to a lot of people around the person who may or may not agree with what you have just said. You see, in other words, it gets multiplied in so many different dimensions. You see, speech, the violence in speech, and the ego behind the speech is extremely hurtful.
Also dieses Atma-Himsa, diese Gewalt, die durch Worte hinausgeworfen wird, durch das Medium der Worte, kreiert viel mehr Gewalt in diesem Kosmos. Und zwar nach diesem Herumwirbeln, diesem Churning, kreiert sie nicht nur Gewalt bei der anderen Person, sondern auch in den anderen Personen, die das hören. Das wird also vervielfältigt.
These words and the science behind the hurtful words and the helpful words is clearly and magnificently exposed by our Gnani Purush Dadashri, and he is saying that it is nothing but echoes and echoes that are coming back to you out of sounds that were projected out of ignorance towards others in a previous life.
Also diese Worte und die Wissenschaft hinter diesen verletzenden und hasserfüllten Worten ist sehr genau untersucht durch unseren Gnani Purush Dadashri. Und diese Worte sind nichts als Echos von Tönen, von Worten, die früher hinausgeworfen, projiziert wurden, jetzt also zurückgeworfen, geechot werden.
To complete with Gayatri's line of questioning there, Gayatri says, I agree with you that the ego of speech is the most violent one, and I do hurt people through speech, even when I do not intend to. And can you speak more about this ego of speech? I mean, the Gayatri is like all of us, immediately is coming out in the open and saying, listen, I do hurt others through speech. That kind of awareness is lacking in the small g Gnan, you see, of the people of the world. So, that is a major step. The awareness that the hurt is happening is the beginning of the moving away from the hurt. The awareness is a critical thing.
Also mit dem abzuschließen, was Gayatri gefragt hat, sie hat geschrieben, weiter oben im Chat, ich stimme dir zu, dass das Ego sehr gewalttätig ist, auch ich verletzte Menschen, die Sprache, selbst wenn ich es nicht möchte, kannst du darüber mehr sprechen. Und Gayatri kommt also sofort damit, öffnet sich da sofort und sagt, dass sie andere verletzt. Und das ist ganz wichtig, dieses Gewahrsein, dass man andere verletzt, als erster Schritt, um dieses Verletzende aufzuhören.
And there again she says, I do even when I do not intend to. And you see, the doing part, the hurt that happens through these words to people that you indeed love, those who are around you, is an effect. That cannot be changed. And the fact that she does not intend to, in other words, her vow in discharge, Gayatri's vows are now changed and are in resonance with the 9 columns and the column of speech of Gnani Purush Dadashri. See, they are in resonance. She doesn't want to hurt anyone. She doesn't want to hurt anyone. The first column is dominant within Gayatri. We talked about it in the last Satsang.
Also sie schreibt ja auch, und auch wenn ich es nicht beabsichtige, andere zu verletzen, man verletzt andere, die man liebt, und das ohne die Absicht zu haben, und das ist ein Effekt, der nicht geändert werden kann. Aber die Absicht, das Bau ist geändert. Die Absicht ist nicht zu verletzen, ist in Resonanz mit Dada.
Yeah, and the words that have come out can be converted, because you cannot. The words, hurtful words that come out, they have been thrown into the universe but they can be taken care of through pratikraman and sincere repentance and pratyakyan, which is really not only the sincere decision never to do it again, but really a very interesting, and remind me sometimes, Mahatmas, Pratyakyan is a totally new chapter in Pratikraman, Pratyakyan. We'll talk about it in detail some other time. I don't want to go there right now. But through Pratikraman, you can wipe it off, even as you yourself, as the awakened one, are not in it at all. You don't want to do it.
Also die Worte, die herauskommen, die ins Universum hinausgeworfen wurden, um die kann man sich hinterher kümmern, und zwar durch Pratikraman und Pratyakyan. Also Pratyakyan ist ja diese ernsthafte Entscheidung, es niemals mehr zu tun. Das ist ein eigenes Kapitel beim Thema Pratikraman und er möchte darauf jetzt nicht eingehen, aber durch Pratikraman können wir diese Worte auch reinwaschen.
Yeah, yes. And the energy, the energy that is now reversing. There was the energy of aggression. And now there's equally beautiful and easily applicable energy of the reversal, and one required a lot of effort. One dissipated your energies, whereas this one of reversal is beautiful. That one is natural, and it is part of the Vignan. It is part of the science.
You say it does not need so much effort, or what?
It does not. The energy of Pratikraman does not. It is natural and is part of the Vignan. Is part of the science. Pratikraman happens with the light. A little louder, yeah.
Die Energie, die sich jetzt umdreht, die Energie von Aggression, die jetzt durch diese sehr schöne Energie des Umdrehens von Pratikraman passiert, die braucht gar nicht so viel Anstrengung, das ist ein natürlicher Teil der Wissenschaft des Vignan.
Yeah, you see, this speech that is hurtful to others is now happening, and what bliss, what grace that we have been eternally and permanently separated from any ownership of that speech as well, even though it is coming out through the medium of this throat of ours, you see, this tongue and the voice mechanism.
Und diese Sprache, die verletzt, die andere verletzt und die jetzt gerade passiert. Was für eine Gnade, dass wir getrennt wurden von der Eignerschaft und getrennt wurden von dem, was da durch unsere Sprechwerkzeuge gerade passiert.
And it's so interesting, Gayatri. Major gift is coming out for you and for all of us Mahatmas. The October Dadavani of Dadashri is on the science of speech. Is asking this very question that you are talking about. So there is a whole treasure unfolding in a few days. It should be available to you in English.
Okay, so interessant, Gayatri, dass das Oktober Dadavani genau sich um diese Wissenschaft der Sprache dreht und ein ganzer Schatz wird sich uns da eröffnen.
There's much more in it. we will switch over to Norshed, who is just, because this is a connection with the speech issue only, and that is after we finish Norshed's question, then we will go over to Grit, if it's okay, Suzanne.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, if she is available. So Naraji will check if she is available. But in the meantime, Norshed says, but the speech is not under our control. The speech is discharging, is it not? Yes. And again.
Ja, wir gehen jetzt rüber zur Frage von Rajit. Und ja, die Sprache ist nicht unter unserer Kontrolle, das ist Discharge, Entladung.
Yes, yes, you're 100% right. It is not under our control. The only thing that is under our control in discharge is our intent, is our bhav, and that also is under evidentiary effects, you see, under evidentiary effects, as we talked about in previous satsang. So the bhav, the intention, which is the critical thing, and Norshed is about to embark on the translation of our beautiful book on bhav, magnificent book on bhav, and this called the Essence of All Religions, where Gnani Purush Dadashri explains to you sentence by sentence, word by word on bhav, the essence of bhav.
Okay, also die Sprache ist nicht unter Kontrolle, während sie sich entlädt, aber unsere Intention, unser Bau ist unter Kontrolle. Nee. Is it Bau under our control, or is that also under scientific circumstantial evidences?
Yes, this the Bau is under the effect of under part of the evidence of scientific circumstantial evidence.
Okay, dann habe ich da Unsinn gesagt. Also der Bau, die Absicht ist auch Teil der sich bedingenden Umstände.
Yeah, but
der Bau, die Intention ist das Entscheidende, und es gibt da bald ein Buch, das gerade übersetzt wird, die Essenz aller Religionen, und da erklärt da Wort für Wort dieses Thema Bau, Absicht, Intention.
Yes, but who can say that Bhav is under the control of scientific circumstantial evidences? And that is a very interesting point from Suzanne. Who can say that? Who can say that Bhav is under the control of scientific circumstantial evidences?
Wer kann sagen, dass Bau unter der Kontrolle der sich bedingenden Umstände ist?
Who can say that intention, the subtlest intention, is under the control of some other authority? Who can say that?
Also wer kann sagen, dass diese feinste Intention unter der Kontrolle einer anderen Autorität ist? Wer kann das sagen?
The answer is simply that it is the one who has the clear and the distinct experience of the self, the one who is established as the self, never venturing into the realm or the domain or the authority of the non-self.
Es ist derjenige, der die klare und präzise Erfahrung des Selbst hat und der nicht zurückgeht unter die Kontrolle, unter die Autorität des Nicht-Selbstkomplexes.
Such an awareness is the awareness, such heightened awareness, which lets you even see the power, the subtlest intention as part of the evidences.
So ein Gewahrsein ist ein erhöhtes Gewahrsein, das einem sogar diese Intention sehen lässt.
Such an awareness is the awareness of a Gnani. You see, it's It's the awareness of a Gnani, the one who has a clear and a distinct experience of the self. Spashta Vedan, Spashta. Spashta Vedan, or a clear and distinct experience of the self, you see.
Solch ein Gewahrsein ist das Gewahrsein des Gnanis, so ein klares und präzises Gewahrsein. Das ist das des Gnanis.
It is the place where really there is no doubt, and there is no fear, and there is no question. It is the state of living liberation, absolute living liberation.
Das ist der Ort, wo es keinen Zweifel gibt und keine Angst. Und das ist der Zustand der lebendigen Befreiung.
Absolutely fearless, absolutely without a doubt, absolutely without any subatomic particle of a sense of doership, you see. No doer in there. There is no doer. There is no doer.
Absolut furchtlos, völlig ohne Zweifel und ohne jegliche subatomaren Partikel, die etwas mit Handelnder Sein zu tun haben. Da ist kein Handelnder.
Such a one is established in the vision that is perfect and flawless. There is no flaw. He doesn't see any flaws anywhere. See? There is no flaw.
Und so einer ist etabliert in einer Sicht, die perfekt ist und ohne Fehler. Das heißt, es sieht keine Fehler in irgendwie mit irgendetwas.
Sees there is nothing, there is no flaw, and that flaw is that flaw. The word flaw or the word mistake is associated with Pudgal, with the non-self entry. You see, entry into the non-self makes you see something at flaw, and it is the entry into the domain of the intellect and the ego. See.
Also dieses Wort Flaw, Fehler, das hat zu tun mit dem Pudgal, mit dem Nicht-Selbstkomplex. Also wenn man in den Nicht-Selbstkomplex sich hineinbegibt, dann sieht man Fehler.
Yeah, we have climbed very high there. Let's come down a little bit. We come down a little bit, and as long as we are on the path of liberation, on the path of becoming fully enlightened, on the path of trying to gain a clear and distinct experience of the self, we somehow or the other have some control over bhav, over intentions.
Also wir sind da sehr hoch gestiegen und lassen uns da wieder ein bisschen runterkommen auf den Weg der Befreiung, wo wir versuchen, eine klare und präzise Sicht des Selbst zu bekommen und etwas Kontrolle über unsere Absicht, über unseren Bau zu haben.
As long as any pain of any kind is perceived, whether it is mental, physical or verbal, as long as it is perceived as pain, as long as its effects are received as pain, you are in the realm of bhav, intention.
Solange man einen Schmerz erfährt, sei es physisch, mental oder verbal, solange da also eine Erfahrung von Schmerz ist man noch that long one is in the realm of bhav.
In the realm of bhav, and because.
Ja, solange ist man im Reich der Absicht.
And to end this, and before we go on to Mahatma Grit, is that as when no pain affects you, no kind of pain affects you, you have moved beyond bhav. You say moved beyond intentions and are in the perfect non-doer mode.
Wenn man keine Schmerzeffekte mehr erlebt, dann ist man jenseits von Absicht, von Intention, jenseits von Bau gewandelt. And then one is where?
Then you have moved into the clear and distinct experience of the self, where you are beyond any doership or beyond any ownership of intent.
Und dann ist man in dem Bereich jenseits, also von Befreiung, ohne Handelnder zu sein und ohne besitzender Eigner zu sein von all dem, was geschieht. So I think I'm happy if
Yes.
you take over.
Yes, thank you.
My concentration is lacking.
No,
Okay.
thank you, dear. Jai Sachidanand, Jai Sachidanand. Yeah. Thank you, Mahatma Susanne from Berlin. And now I'm going to I'll wait for Grit to call me on Skype. Grit. And so we have questions. We have one. I let Naraji says she had a couple of questions. Like one question from Thea, yes, and then there was a question from Francisca, which I had. There she is. So let's just video. Great, geez.
Should I
Hey,
say?
Jai Sachidanand Shuddhatma Bhagwan, there she is. And there's our. Yeah, okay. Alright, sorry. Ready? Shuddhatma Bhagwan? Great.
Yeah, should I? But just a second, I'm just out of Ustream, like many Mahatmas today. It's always like on and off, so I can't read the chat. I don't have the chat here, so if there are any questions in the chat, I can't read them.
Oh, I don't know why it's happening. Is everybody having the same problem there on the Ustream? Anyway, that's fine. So I will do whatever you want me to do, ma'am. You know? Okay.
Okay.
All right. I could not hear anything. All was out. He said no share. Oh.
Yeah, that's both of them today. It's like on and off, so we always have to try again. So for the others as well, hören mich die anderen denn jetzt? Can the others, can they hear me? Yeah, Nada? Yeah? Okay, so I see den Chat jetzt nicht.
All right. Well,
if there's anything in the chat.
all right. Okay, so shall we start with Thea's question first? Nara? Shall we start with Thea's question? Okay.
Okay, so sollen wir jetzt mit Theas Frage anfangen? Nara?
And Francisca says she has a question too. So let me pull out Francisca's question while you are going into.
Yeah, because unfortunately Thea left already because she couldn't hear anything because she had technical problems as well. So they keep the question for next week.
Okay, so let's go to Francisca's question. Can Francisca write down the question and in German and then you translate it? Can you read the chat? Can you Grit? You can't read the chat?
Well, Nara can read it to me.
Okay, good. All right, let's go.
Franziska, kannst du deine Frage bitte in den Chat schreiben? Okay.
All right. Yes, I'm translating the book. Yes, Francisca is saying that she is translating the book Guru and Disciple. Yes, it had something to do with Guru and Disciple. Welcome, Shuddhatma Bhagwan. Francisca, wonderful. Norgir has just finished Just Everywhere, and it's available in French. A magnificent work by all of these Mahatmas. And Francisca is now entering into Guru-Disciple relationships.
Okay, Norgir hat gerade Just Everywhere übersetzt ins Französische. Das wird also jetzt überall in Frankreich sozusagen erhältlich sein. Und Franziska übersetzt gerade Guru and Disciple, also Guru und Schüler sozusagen.
Okay, yes, right. And the question from Francisca was, you see, in Gujarati, very throughout the book, in fact, questioners are saying, and even Dadashri is responding to to this notion, excuse me, of making a guru. To in India, it's very common. If you like someone, if you're learning from someone, uh, you make that person your master or your spiritual teacher or your guru. You see, does it?
In Indien, es geht also um das Wort Guru ganz speziell, und Schuller sagt, also dass es in Indien ganz normal ist, dass wenn du jemanden magst oder von jemandem viel lernst, dann machst du diese Person sozusagen zu deinem Lehrer, zu deinem Meister. Und dazu hat er die Hand gegeben und der Verbeugung gemacht.
How is the sound from Brit for everybody on Ustream? Just a quick question. I think it should be fine.
Wird alle verstehen, die Übersetzung? Wie ist der Ton?
Okay, so Uber Dada says good. Jai Sachidanand Shuddhatma Bhagwan and Jai Sachidanand Paramatma. The Dada in Uber is Paramatma, the Absolute Soul. Yes, good. A bit muffled, and I think it's because she says it's a little bit muffled, says Andrea, but let's see what we can do. But anyway, so the guru, to make a guru is not to construct a guru, although we can talk a lot about constructing gurus. But to really receive with reverence any teaching that is coming from a higher source, from another human being, you see, from another human being. And to make a guru really means to make, it's usually in spiritual sense, you see.
Also Guru bedeutet, also jemanden zum Guru zu machen, bedeutet also nicht zu konstruieren, einen Guru zu konstruieren, darüber kann man ewig reden, sondern das heißt zu empfangen mit Wertschätzung, mit Achtung, die Teachings, also die Lehren aus einer höheren Quelle, von einem anderen menschlichen Wesen. Das heißt, Guru ist immer in einem spirituellen Sinne gemeint.
So it's kind of interesting because you see, in the way the Gujarati language runs, it says you make a guru. You know, to make a guru means somehow it implies some kind of activity that you all of a sudden you meet a person, you start receiving benefits from that person, and then you say, you may say to him, or by your actions because you're constantly around that person, you are now saying, in essence, that you are my guru, you are my master, you are not in any other sense, but whatever you say, I will follow, you see. I follow you.
Das ist also sehr interessant, dass in der Gujarati-Sprache sagt man also make a guru, also einen Guru machen, was also quasi eine Aktivität beinhaltet. Das heißt also, du triffst eine Person und du erhältst den Nutzen von ihr, oder einen gewissen Nutzen, und du magst sagen oder dich so verhalten, während du ja viel dich um diese Person herum bewegst. Und machst also Sachen, du bist also jetzt ein Guru, du bist der Meister, und was immer du sagst, ich werde dir folgen.
And this is a very beautiful word, to make a guru, because if you read the whole book, it will start getting you into this idea of creating something. The other person is just the other person; he's simply another human being. But as you come in front of that person, as you come in that front of that person, you are creating something that is separate and special. So it's like making something in that relationship. And the other, she says that the other person may be crazy. He may be totally crazy. It's not important.
Okay, it's a very beautiful word. So, also das ist ein sehr wunderschönes Wort, Guru. Das ganze Buch handelt darüber, dass also diese Idee, da geht es darum, diese Idee, dass etwas kreiert wird, nur indem du praktisch ein anderes menschliches Wesen triffst. Aber sobald du vor dieses Wesen trittst, kreierst du quasi etwas ganz Neues, etwas sehr Spezielles, was durch diese Beziehung quasi entsteht. Und I'm sorry, what did Dadashri say?
Dadashri says that the other person may be crazy, that, you know, that is not that important as much as your sincerity towards the guru that you have made, you see, if through that medium, through that person. It's, we don't want to go...
Ja, die andere Person könnte sogar verrückt sein, das ist also ziemlich egal, sondern entscheidend ist deine Aufrichtigkeit, deine Ehrlichkeit, wenn du ihr gegenüberstehst, durch dieses Medium, das du also quasi triffst.
You see, when you make something, you break something. In other words, it's a making and breaking. It's a, you create something and it gets destroyed. You create something and it gets destroyed. And so is the case with the small g gurus, small g gurus of this world, you see. Small g.
Wie schon gesagt, wenn du etwas machst, du merkst, wenn du etwas machst, brichst du. Wenn du etwas kreierst, zerstörst du es. Und das ist der Fall mit dem sogenannten, das ist also Kleingurus mit einem kleinen G geschrieben, das sind also die Gurus dieser Welt, mit einem kleinen G geschrieben.
And the big G guru is the Gnani Guru, you see. The Gnan, who refuses to be anybody's guru. So this is a very beautiful book. Just, you know, the very subtle facets of this book that are explored in the relationships between a master and a disciple.
Also ein wunderschönes Buch, das also auf sehr viele Weise nochmal diese Beziehung zwischen Guru oder zwischen Meister und Schüler beleuchtet.
Yeah, and from the perspective of making a guru, again, you know, you can, if you are going to make something, then you are setting yourself up from the destruction of it, you see. In other words, say you like a spiritual teacher very much, and you keep on going to him until you meet somebody else, and evidences change. Then you had made a guru, and now the evidences are going to break your guru, not the person continues, but you are making and breaking a guru, you see, the small g.
Aus dieser Perspektive, dass Guru machen, bedeutet es, wenn du eine Guru machst, dass du quasi schon eine Setting kreierst, also eine Situation kreierst, die quasi die Zerstörung schon wieder beinhaltet, indem du diesen Guru also ganz besonders magst. Und dann zu jemand anders gehen, zu einem anderen Guru gehen und dadurch diese Situation alleine schaffen, praktisch, dass nachdem du den Guru gemacht hast, er dann gebrochen wird, also vom Welten zum Welten.
And Francisca, who says, I have read the book and felt the meaning, but how is it to be translated? And Francisca, my dear, that's exactly the reason why we are going into this this depths, this subtle definitions.
Und das ist der Fakt, sie hat dieses Buch gelesen und hat die Bedeutung auch verstanden, aber sie fragt jetzt, wie kann man das übersetzen? Und schon danach also sagt, und das ist genau, warum wir also in die Tiefe dieser Themen gehen, um das eben übersetzt zu bekommen.
This issue of the Guru and the relationship with a spiritual master is one of the most complex relationships in the spiritual world, in human minds as well.
Dieses Thema des Gurus und der Beziehung zu einem Guru ist das eines der komplexesten Themen des menschlichen Verstandes überhaupt.
The word Guru really means that which is heavy. That Guru means heavy, and if you drop something heavy in water, does it float? Does it rise higher, or does it go to the bottom?
Und wenn du etwas Schweres ins Wasser fallen lässt, schwimmt es da oben oder sinkt es noch in die Tiefe, in den Boden?
And the opposite of Guru is Lagu, light. You see, it's light means weight-wise, not that bright light, soft light, but weight-wise. So if anything which is very Lagu, it will rise higher. And the one who is heavy sinks. You see, so it's kind of a very interesting pun on words that the whole issue of Guru has been used in the spiritual world. You see, because if the Guru is going to sink, then you are going to sink with him. Go on, my dear.
Das Gegenteil von schwer ist also Lagu, bedeutet leicht, also leicht im Sinne von aufsteigen, ansteigen. Also interessant ist spirituell im Sinne, wenn also der Guru sinken dann mit dem Musik.
Yeah, and the Guru Lagu. So this, like the small G, it's in the level of the small G. It's at the level of the ego. It is at the level of the doership that spiritual masters and spiritual seekers are mostly at. They all are at in the realm of doership.
Guru mit dem kleinen G ist also auf dem Level des Ego und des Handelns und die spirituellen Meister und Sucher dieser Welt sind ja meistens auf diesem Level des Egos und des Tuns, des Handelns.
And that is the relative world. In the relative world, you make gurus. And in the relative world, you also break gurus. Breaking means you don't crash them or you don't break them, but you move away from them. But we know that through backbiting and through words, the previous disciples break the gurus. We put them on a pedestal high up, and then they are the very ones who break them. They make them fall down, throw them off.
Und so wie in der relativen Welt der Guru gemacht wird, so wird er auch wieder gebrochen. Also das heißt, er wird nicht zerstört oder kaputt gemacht, aber er wird erst auf einen Podest gekommen und dann wird er wieder auf ein Podest geworfen. Und da ist es sich davon wegzubewegen oder schlecht über ihn reden oder durch Worte durch schlechtes Reden.
I will introduce you to a new word called Guru Peg, P-E-G. Now, how should a peg is it's a little hook that you put your shirt on or you put your towel on in the it's a peg.
Ich will ein neues Wort sprechen, das heißt Peg, P-E-G, und das ist bedeutet Haken, also ein Haken, wie man seine Sachen hängen kann zum Beispiel.
Like in the homes, as you enter, you find a peg of, like everybody in the winter clothes, they put their clothes on so that their clothes can hang. That is the thing that holds the coat. You see, that holds the coat. Yes. And so any guru without a peg is going to sink.
Und jeder Guru ohne einen Taten wird leben.
That's a topic for another discussion. In other words, if you don't have if somebody has become a spiritual master where 5, 10, 15, 500, 5,000 people listen to him, and if he hasn't got something that will keep him from falling down or sinking, then he is surely going to sink.
Wenn du also einen spirituellen Meister hast, und dem hören 15 oder 500 oder 5000 Leute zu, dann wird dieser Meister etwas brauchen, das ihn daran hindert, runterzufallen und was zu sehen.
Because the very nature of the word being a guru is associated with an intoxication of the ego, of accomplishment, the ego of pride, the ego of doership.
Und die Natur des Guru-Seins ist ganz eng verbunden mit der Vergiftung durch das Ego, das etwas erreichen wollen, das Ego des Stolzes oder das Ego des Handelns, des Handelnden.
And Guru is simply so universal. If you are lost, say you are lost in a big city, say you go to Berlin and you are not familiar with Berlin, and you are from one of the villages in Bavaria, and if you are lost, would you not ask somebody, hey, can you tell me what's going on? I am not as familiar with Berlin as Grit is.
Okay, wenn du also, das Guru-Sein ist sehr universell, wenn du also sagen wir mal zum Beispiel dich verlaufen hast, verloren bist, also dich verlaufen hast in einer großen Stadt, zum Beispiel in Berlin, du kommst beispielsweise aus einem kleinen Dorf in Bayern und du bist also noch nicht vertraut mit der Stadt, dann wirst du vielleicht jemanden fragen.
Yeah. And so that person who gives you the directions, sheds some light over your confusion, is your guru, because you follow his directions, you see. So guru is associated with not only receiving instructions but also to follow those instructions, you see.
Also diese Person, die dann also eine Anleitung oder Stellung gibt, die also quasi lichtet, das ist also ein Guru. Und du folgst diesen Anweisungen, das heißt also du erhältst die nicht nur, sondern du folgst denen auch.
And if you do not meet anyone who can give you the right directions, will you not go around and round until your legs are tired walking the streets of Berlin? If you do not follow those instructions, or if you do not, meet somebody to help you when you're lost, then will you not go round and round and get tired?
Und wenn du also niemanden brauchst, der dir die Anweisungen gibt, und nachdem du ewig und ewig herumgelaufen bist und dich verlaufen hast, wenn du aber niemanden brauchst?
So really, I mean, in the annals and in the history and in the science of spirituality of India, the word guru is a very magnificent word. It is a very beautiful word.
Und also in der Wissenschaft oder in der Geschichte der Spiritualität in Indien ist das Wort ganz bedeutsames, ganz wichtiges Wort.
You know, human beings haven't seen God, they have only seen the faces of their parents who have raised them. And between their parents and the God that they haven't seen but very much would like to see God, comes the Guru. Comes the Guru.
Okay, und die menschlichen Wesen, die haben also Gott nicht gesehen, sondern die haben nur ihre Eltern gesehen. Und das heißt, zwischen den Eltern, die sie gesehen haben, und Gott den sie nicht gesehen haben, kann ich dir rufen.
And if someone goes around saying, no, I don't need anybody's help, I'll find my own way, I'll do it. And we all know people who just drive around in the city by the seat of their pants, even when they are lost, they do not want to admit to the fellow passengers, I'm lost. And they go around trying to think that they will get there. Don't they really go around in circles, such people? Don't they lose a lot of energy?
Und wenn jemand also herumläuft und keine Hilfe braucht und sagt, ich mach das und ich brauche keine Hilfe, und dann fährt ewig herum und will also auch keinen fragen, weil er also das lieber selber machen will, der verliert also eine ganze Menge Energie.
The science behind the sublimation and the ultimate annihilation or the destruction of the ego begins with the understanding of this relationship between a disciple and a guru, a spiritual master.
Die ganze Wissenschaft, in der es also darum geht, das Ego zu zerstören, beginnt mit der Beziehung zwischen dem Schüler und dem Guru.
And I don't want to answer that, so I'm just going to turn it off. I don't know who this is, just a minute. Okay. Did we, oh, this is Francisca was trying to connect. Was it Francisca trying to connect with me on Skype? Okay. Is there a Francisca Han, and a Francisca 63 is the same as Francisca Han? No.
Yes, I think it's the same.
All right, okay. If Francisca wants to connect, is there something else that you want to ask Francisca?
Franziska, gibt es noch etwas, was du noch fragen möchtest, weil du versuchst, uns Kinder zu erreichen?
We're waiting for Francisca's response in writing here.
Wir warten jetzt noch kurz auf die Antwort von Franziska. Vielleicht schreibt sie was in den Chat.
So, making a guru is an appropriate word because making involves doership. See? It is through the ego. And then when you become free from making gurus, you have met a Gnani. See? Meeting a Gnani establishes the ultimate guru within you.
Okay, das ist schon Gnade, ja? Ja? Okay, should Nada just tell him that she's not in you anymore, so she might have the same problems, so that's why I was trying to reach you via Skype.
Oh, they're trying to reach me. So nobody's on Ustream? Okay, I tell you what I should do. Let me just disconnect the Ustream and start all of... Oh, she's trying to...
She must be there. Can you see her? Because I don't see the chat. Can you see her?
I'm the only one who is seeing the chat. So I'm seeing Francisca. Okay. And then I see Norger is in Ustream. And who else is... Wu is in Ustream. And Nada is not able to get on Ustream for some reason.
Oh, she's Ustream. She's there. And she said, Francis, just no questions. Can you see that? Sure.
Oh, I see. So, and Gayatri is there. So, Ustream is working. Okay. So the question is whether Francisca has any other issues and questions about this guru thing. You see.
Hat Franziska denn irgendwelche Fragen zu diesem Guru-Thema? Möchte Franziska etwas fragen, dann möchte ich bitte in den Chat schreiben.
The Guru...
I just translated the last sentence, should I just a second? Und Schiller hat gesagt, also dieses einen Guru machen, beinhaltet also immer Ego und Handel, also Führerschaft, das Handeln. Und wenn man irgendwann frei ist, davon Gurus zu machen, dann hat man einen Gnani getroffen.
Wonderful. So this, yeah, and the experience, this experience with and a very special relationship with a spiritual master is a growing one within all of us, you see, within all of us, until the Sadguru, until the Sadguru gets established within, you see.
Und die ganz spezielle Erfahrung mit der Beziehung zu einem Guru wächst in uns allen so lange, bis der Sadguru in uns allen etabliert ist.
And the Sadguru for all of us is the Shuddhatma Bhagwan within all of us, you see, who is wide awake, you see, wide awake.
Sadguru, der in uns erwacht ist die Shuddhatma Bhagwan, also diese reine Seele, die ganz
and the pure soul, sometimes because of this little moment between doership and non-doership, and doership and non-doership, when that happens, that's when the energies of the Charanviti come in, the energies of asking the Dada Bhagwan, the absolute one within, to guide us, you see.
Und die reine Seele, das heißt, wenn man der kleine Moment reinkommt zwischen Handeln und Nichthandeln, Handeln und Nichthandeln, dieser kleine Moment dazwischen, das ist dann, wenn die Energie des Charanviti reinkommt und wir also Führung bitten. Führung.
This, so Francisca is fine with this, so shall we continue some more details? Naraji is writing something in German, so can you read that? Can you read the German chat?
Warte mal, sollen wir noch ein bisschen weitermachen zu dem Thema oder gibt es noch irgendwelche anderen Sachen auf dem Chat? Okay. Should there no more questions in the chat?
Okay, good. All right. So then we just go in free satsang. I know you've had a long day today, but being in satsang with the new Mahatmas, would Uwe like to say anything? If he wants to, he is welcome to come on in. I know you've had the whole weekend in Austria. Naraji, before you all came in, was telling us all about it, Austria as well as in Munich.
Yeah.
So everybody is quiet. Francisca has written something else. That's good. Okay. All right. So now.
Is he on telephone? Okay. Okay. So Nada just told me that she's talking to Francisca somehow on the telephone. Francisca has some more questions, but she can't write them in the chat, nor can she tell them on the telephone. So.
Well, can Francisca just call me on? Well, I don't know how to. Anyway, submit it for next time. You want to submit it for next time. We will continue. This is a topic, this issue of the spiritual connection with a very special person. It has got a huge spectrum from the external to the internal. See, and yes, you can write an email if you want to, and I can certainly look at it in the email. Send me an email and I'll open it up and take a look at it, Francisca. But you see, this is because this is this is a growing relationship. It's a growth in spirituality, and while we wait for Francisca, I just want to share with you something very beautiful about something that Kabir has written. And many of you know Kabir was a very famous spiritual.
I just want to translate this. Before you start, I'm sorry. Also Franziska schreibt, sie hat noch Fragen dazu, wird die dann aber in der E-Mail schreiben und die werden dann sicher auch nochmal die nächsten Male darüber sprechen. Und Schiller sagt nochmal, dass es also ein ganz, ganz weites Spektrum ist, dieses ganze Thema. Das geht vom, also altes Spektrum vom externen zum absolut internen, also von ganz außen nach ganz innen. Es geht also um eine wachsende Beziehung und auch um das Wachsen in die Spiritualität hinein. Und jetzt will Schiller noch was ganz Schönes teilen mit uns von Kabir, den vielleicht einige von uns kennen.
And Kabir has been quoted a lot by our Gnani Purush Dadashri. Beautiful, beautiful vision, inner vision, a saint.
Kabir wurde ganz oft zitiert von unserem Gnani Dadashri.
And he has said, yeah, he is faced with a dilemma that in front of him God is standing, and next to God is standing his Guru. And he has the dilemma, both of them appear in front of him at the same time. And he is in a dilemma. Do I go and do namaskars to God first, or do I go and do my namaskars and my reverence-filled obeisance to my Guru first? This is a question he's asking for all of us. He's posing in a poetic couplet form. You see?
Kabir sagt also, dass vor einem Dilemma steht praktisch, und zwar das Dilemma folgendes, dass Gott steht, also vor ihm und daneben, also auch vor ihm steht sein Guru, und beide erscheinen zur selben Zeit. Und das Dilemma, was er jetzt hat, ist, soll er seine Namaskar, also seine Verbeugung, Ehrerbietung, soll er sie erst zu Gott machen oder erst zu seinem Guru?
He says Guru is God, and Guru is the spiritual master, and God is Gobind. He says Guru Gobind dono khade kaise kise lagu paaye. Now he answers. He is saying in essence, he says, I would go to my Guru because he is the one who showed me my God. You see, he is the one who really opened up my God to me. Otherwise, I would not have recognized my Lord or my God.
Und sagt in der Essenz, sagt ich würde, also die Antwort in der Essenz ist, ich würde zu meinem Guru gehen, denn mein Guru hat mir meinen Gott gezeigt. Er hat den Gott für mich eröffnet. Durch ihn habe ich meinen Gott gefunden.
And all over India, even a little child is brought up with this notion and with this vision and with this sense that there is no knowledge without a guru or a teacher or a master. There is no guru, there is no Gnan, there is no Gnan without a guru. There is no knowledge.
In ganz Indien, auch die kleinsten Kinder in Indien, sind mit dieser Vision und mit diesem Wissen vertraut, dass es ohne Wissen kein Wissen gibt. Es gibt kein Wissen ohne Guru, es gibt also keinen Gnan.
Yeah, this is the thing, and the opposite of that is at a very subtle level, that I will do it myself. I will find it my way. I will find the answer my way.
Und der Gegensatz dazu ist, Ich werde es auf meine Art machen. Ich mache es auf meine Art.
If the answers are widely available, as clearly available as daylight, why do you have to? Why do we have to go anywhere to try to find do it your way? In other words, it's so easily available. Uh, to give you a simple, go on, grid. Go on.
Also wenn die Antworten so leicht zu haben wären, wenn diese leicht erhältlich wären wie das Tageslicht, warum müssen wir dann sonst wohin gehen? Warum müssen wir erst ganz weit gehen? Why do we have to go anywhere to watch?
Why do we have to really work so hard to try to find the answers ourselves? You see?
Ja, wenn das wirklich so ist, warum müssen wir dann so hart arbeiten, um diese Antworten selber zu finden?
Everyone, in fact, from your childhood onwards, is your guru. Everyone has taught you something or the other, including your kindergarten teacher, starting with your mother and the father and your brothers. Everyone teaches you something, and they are all your gurus. If you take them as your guru, then you are proceeding very beautifully. You see, this is how you proceed. This is a very beautiful way to flow in life. That I am what I am because everyone I have met has been my guru, has taught me something.
Jeder ist sein Guru und das von Kindheit an und von Beginn an, die Mutter, der Vater, der Kindergarten, Erzieher. Jeder lehrt sich irgendetwas und jeder ist dein Guru. Und wenn du jeden als dein Guru siehst, dann kannst du ganz wunderbar voranschreiten, vorwärts kommen. Wenn du das also ich bin, dadurch, dass ich all diese Menschen getroffen habe und die als mein Guru sehe.
It is really an inner awareness of a role in the relative. It is a role of submission. That even if you think you know, real progress is to be able to really have an approach that I do not know. And the other person can certainly show me something that I do not know. You see, that is the approach. That is an internal approach towards life and other human beings.
Das innere Gewahrsein zu haben, davon, dass ich eine Rolle im relativen spiele. Und wenn du denkst, du weißt, und trotzdem aber immer die Herangehensweise hast von ich weiß es nicht, dann auch immer die Einstellung hast, dass die andere Person, die du triffst, dir etwas zeigen kann. Das ist ja die Herangehensweise, die innere Gewahrsein.
And the ultimate meaning of Guru is light. It is the light that is universal, you see. If in that sense, light doesn't say the sun has no ownership over its sunlight, does it? The sun has no ownership over the light that envelops this universe. It doesn't say I am giving the light, it's simply there.
I'm sorry, did you say the ultimate meaning of the Guru is
the light? Light, yes. Yeah. Is the light.
Die absolute Bedeutung die letztendliche Bedeutung von Guru ist das Licht. Und die Sonne hat keinen Anspruch, keinen Eigentum und Besitzanspruch auf Licht, sondern das Licht ist einfach da, sie gibt einfach das Licht, die scheint einfach.
These are all various layers that will start appearing as we go higher on this path of liberation. In the path of liberation, there is no guru and there is no disciple. There is simply the light of the Gnani Purush and those who are liberated following his agnas that sustain and shed that light. You see.
Das gibt, also das alles sind die unterschiedlichen Geschichten und wir alle gehen immer weiter, höher auf dem Weg der Befreiung und auf diesem Weg gibt es keinen Guru und keinen Schüler. Auf diesem Weg gibt es nur das Licht des Gnani und derer, die auch, also die befreit sind und die folgen und die Agnas sind und diese Agnas aufrechterhalten.
These are all, there are different mediums that hold this magnificent light of the Gnani and share it, just as all of us, some of us verbally and others non-verbally, are sharing in this satsang. See, we are holding this light of the Gnani that has arisen within us. It has arisen within us, and that is who we really are, the holders of the light of the self, as capital.
Es gibt also unterschiedliche Wege, die dieses Licht des Gnani halten und die es teilen, auch hier im Satsang. Und dieses Licht, das erschienen ist, das jetzt aufgestiegen ist und die sind die Halter dieses Lichtes, das Licht des absoluten Selbstes.
And in answer to Andreas' comments about Shuddha is our Guru, the answer is really just been answered, which is really, it's a vehicle through which light is touching light really. The light of the self is being shared in a more free manner without any frictions, without any elements of the non-self in satsang. Light of the self is being shared here. We are all in satsang of the Gnani Purush here.
Und es ist also ein Gefäß, durch das Licht des Selbstes geteilt wird in einer freien Art und Weise, ohne Widerstand und ohne Reibung.
And now, let's go on, sorry. And now I will tell you about... Go on, sorry.
Dass wir alle sind also hier im Satsang des Gnani.
And now I'll tell you about the secret of our Guru peg. You see, because if Shuddha did not have this Guru peg, and he too would fall into the ocean of doership, pride, ego intoxication, and a lot of trouble, you see. Guru peg. What is a Guru peg, right?
Jetzt kommt also schon mal auf das Geheimnis dieses Guru-Peg, dieses Hakens zurück. Und sagt, wenn also Shuddha so einen Haken nicht hätte und dann fallen würde in den Ozean von Ego und Schuld und von einem Haufen Schwierigkeiten.
And the Guru peg is, it's like opening up the envelope at the Oscars, and the Guru peg is right here. The Guru peg is the established experience of the self, you see.
Und dieser Guru-Peg, also dieser Haken, und das macht er jetzt spannend, das Öffnen der Umschläge bei der Oscar-Verleihung, ist also fest die Erfahrung des Selbstes.
Yeah, you see, and we all have to use this Guru peg as we try to share this very magnificent light of the S capital self that is rising within all of us day by day in satsang, you see, it's rising.
Ja, diesen Guru-Peg, also diesen Haken benutzt, wenn wir also dieses ganz wunderbare Licht teilen wollen, das in uns allen erwacht ist, wenn wir das teilen wollen in Satsang und sonst.
With this Guru Peg, no matter what you do, no matter how you do it, no matter which way you do it in Akram Vignan, you shall not sink or fall. You will not fall.
So, und mit diesem Grundeffekt, ganz egal, was du auch tust, wie du es tust, was du tust, wirst damit nicht sinken.
This Guru Peg is our Gnani's magnificent assurance that we all will be great nimitz at the feet of the Lord in the time to come. You see? Great nimitz.
Ja, und diese Guru-Peg ist also die ganz großartige Versicherung für Gnani, dass wir alle große Limits sein werden zu den Füßen des Lords und Zeiten, die kommen werden.
With this Guru Peg, there is no willful behavior or swachand. There is no intellect, you see. There is no intellect. It just goes. You are in a totally different dimension.
Und Guru-Peg ist kein willentliches, also durch Willen orientiertes Verhalten, also willentliches Verhalten, kein Swachand, also kein
Okay, my friends, Shuddharma Bhagavan, time is flowing away like the river, but we are in the bliss of the self. Thank you so much, Shuddharma Bhagavan. Hey, Yay, Shuddharma Bhagavan. Jai Sachidananda. Yay. And we're going to let Grit sing 3 mantra now. Grit, would you like to please for the word?
Alright. Okay, so maybe you can just join me.
Okay, sure. We will join together.
And all the others.
Yes.
Okay. Namo Vidyata Namo Arihanta Namo Siddhanam Namo Ayuriyam Namo Vasayam Namo Loye Sattvasanam Eksapatanam Karo Svabhavam Avapashtanam Mangalam Chitsim Param Mangalam Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namah Shivaya Jai Satchidanand Namo Vidyaya Namo Arihantanam Namo Siddhanam Namo Ayarinam Namo Vasayam Namo Loye Sahasanam Eso Panchanamukaro Sabhatava Panashano Mangalanam Chasavesim Paramam Havai Mangalam Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namah Shivaya Jai Satchidanand Namo Vidyaya Namo Siddhanam Namo Ayarinam Namo Vasayam Namo Loye Sahasanam Esa Panchaklukaro Sakrapala Panashano Mangalanam Chasavisim Paramam Havai Mangalam Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Shivaya
Jai Satchidanand, Jai Satchidanand, Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai.
Jai Satchidanand. Thank you so much. Oh,
Jai.
great. Thank you, Great and Susanne and Mahatmas. Mada, everybody. Jai Satchidanand. All right. See you all next week in Dusseldorf, says OVG, and in Bonn and Essen and Hanover. How nice. Beautiful. All our energies will go, special energies of Dada and special prayers for beautiful introduction of everyone there, and in Zurich and in Lindau and in Gnan. And with the special Guru Peg. Especially with the special Guru Peg, P-E-G, Guru Peg. Alright, Shraddha Bhagavan, Jai Satchidanand. Thank you. Thank you, dear. Jai Satchidanand. Yes, namaskars from all the Mahatmas from Austria. And
sorry, all the Mahatmas on the phone get crazy. You please save the Satsang.
Oh yeah. And to all the Mahatmas on the phone, my highest namaskars to all of you, Shuddharma Bhagavan. Very special love and special hugs to all of you.
Did you hear that?
Jai Satchidanand. Can you repeat? Special love, special hugs, and special energies. Jai Satchidanand. Jai Satchidanand. Jai Satchidanand, Shuddharma Bhagavan. Namo Vitraga. Jai Satchidanand. Alright.
Yes. Did you save this?
Alright, we'll save it. Thank you. Alright, we'll save it.
Yeah.